I now request our chief guest, our guest of honor, and our dignitaries to please join us for the lamp lighting ceremony. As we seek the Almighty's blessings for Infra Focus Summit.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Mr. Kanoria doing the honors. Thank you so very much, gentlemen. We'd like to take this opportunity to present to each one of you a very special book, and I'd once again like to request our dignitaries on the dais to please help us unveil this. Let us put our hands together as we bring to you the Opportunities in Infrastructure Investment in India, book by the IB students, and along with the ISB students, Shri and ET Edge brings these to you. Can I request for the books on stage, please? Each one of you are welcome to join us and be a part of the book launch, and of course all of you can collect your copies from the registration desk later today. Our chief guest, our guest of honor, and all dignitaries on the dais. Quite a task it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together as we present you Opportunities in Infrastructure Investment in India, book put together by students of ISB. A moment for photo opportunities. Gentlemen, and all of us here are looking forward to hear from our Chief Minister and of course our Chief Guest for the day. May I request Honorable Shri.Venkaiah Naidu, Minister of Urban Development, Government of India, to please address the audience.
आदरणीय डॉक्टर रमन सिंह जी, श्री दीपक लंबा, श्री हेमंत कनोरिया, श्री रतुल पुरी, brothers and sisters, I am extremely happy to be here amidst you today to take part in this constructive, meaningful exercise taken up by Economic Times to discuss about infrastructure vision, cohesive growth plan to develop 100 smart cities. Smart cities is the flavor of the season. Wherever we go, whenever we meet anybody, people are talking and also asking for smart cities. When I move in Parliament, each one of the Parliament member who meets me, they say, sir, one smart city, as if it is there in my pocket and I can give it to them. The word is smart, making it difficult, but not impossible. We can. Friends, you would all appreciate our country is witnessing a new hope, enthusiasm and excitement. The vote for aspiration witnessed in the recent elections to the Lok Sabha marks a landmark in the modern political history of our country. Giving an absolute majority to a single party for the first time after 30 years is a telling comment in itself. Why? People want stability. People want ability. People want delivery. Younger generation, they are fully filled with thirst, hunger for development. They want development alone. That is the main agenda and that is the main aspiration of the people of the country and particularly the younger generation. It was smart voting, pregnant with significant message and implications. All the stakeholders in nation building, including the government, political class, economic players and the general public need to think and act smart to convert this smart message into smart thinking and smart action so that aspirations of all the countrymen are fulfilled. Every government inherits certain legacy from the previous one. I don't want to be political, but I have to place the facts before you. What we have inherited was a bag load of deficits, fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, trade deficit, current account deficit, governance deficit, above all trust deficit. The trust deficit is more serious as it drives away investments from the country. Just now, Kanaraj was mentioning about the investments and the doubts in the minds of the investors. The challenge before our government is to overcome in quickest possible time these deficits. The government led by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken up this serious challenge in right earnest. And I take this opportunity to assure you all that these challenges will certainly be met and the country will definitely triumph. There is an inherent capacity, skill, knowledge among Indian people. What you need to do is just to give them encouragement. You see ideas flying by the day, make India, make in India, skill India, and the new definition for FDI, first develop India. These are the thoughts that across the country. I can assure you that these powerful ideas touching right chords among all the stakeholders are not certainly intended to go into the media reports. They are meant to stir all the concerned into action. They are in a way powerful statements underlining our objectives. The need of the hour is ideas, innovation, investments and implementation. From promoting cleanliness to competitive manufacturing, these flows of ideas are a certain way of heralding achievement. Development cannot be achieved only by government. There is need for public and private participation in the development of the activities. And my government believes in public and private partnership. Because gone are those days, the Soviet model of socialism where everything private means something untouchable and all. We are a free India now. And then we are allowing FDI. When you are inviting Japanese, inviting America, inviting China, inviting other people, then why should anybody have any objection to involve Indian people to invest and to join together and work? So that's why this government believes in PPP model. We have no hesitation at all. I want to make it very clear. Friends, I'm happy that there is a discussion about infrastructure of ideas, born out of fertile minds to put in place the right infrastructure to restore economic growth to much wanted level of over 8%. Industry and agriculture are like two eyes of a human being. Agriculture is dwindling. There is a problem in agriculture sector because large-scale migration is taking place, because agriculture is not remunerative as on today. Everybody wants to go to some other vacation because it's not remunerative. So efforts has to be made to sustain agriculture, but at the same time you cannot stop this migration to urban areas, because education, entertainment, employment, electricity, economic activity, everything is focused in urban areas. It's a challenge, and my government is determined to convert this challenge into an opportunity. Friends, I also appreciate the media houses that are in the forefront of facilitating this fermentation of ideas, and I compliment the Times Group for this initiative. Now I would like to briefly touch upon the subject that is given to me, cohesive growth plan for building 100 smart cities. There is a big debate going on, growth and development. I'm not able to understand why this debate. Growth. There cannot be development without growth. You have to create wealth before you think of distributing it. Without creating wealth, if you start distributing, then you will be distributing debt. And ultimately you will be making the people pauper. So you have to create wealth. For that, it is the duty of the government to see that the hurdles in the growth of development are removed, and acts need to be amended. There was a discussion about the Urban Land Clearing Act. The Urban Land Clearing Act has no meaning now. It has to go. West Bengal, the last state, I think, where still it is there, most of the states have done away with that. It has no meaning now in urban areas. And I don't think anybody has got that much land holding also in the urban areas. Like that, the Electricity Act, labor reforms, and also there are a lot of other things which government is trying to address. And we are trying to build up consensus broadly. We wanted even FDI in certain sectors. We wanted FDI even in insurance, because you need investments. Without investments, you can't grow. Foreign investment as well as Indian investment. The Indian investors also are feeling shy earlier because of the impediments that were created, because of the atmosphere that was there, because of numerous inquiries. But at the same time, we must also answer this question, why these many inquiries? Supreme Court, CVC, CAG, CBI, all. If the system is transparent, if there is nothing to hide, and if the leadership is honest and forthright, there is nothing to worry about any inquiry at all. So we have to build in transparency in the system, and we have to build in accountability in the system. Our government is determined to pursue these two of one is transparency and the other is accountability. Friends, what is the smart city? What we are talking about? Smart city means, with my own knowledge and understanding, I am not an urbanite. I am a rural person, frankly. I was from rural development. I was in rural development. Now I also, like others, have migrated to urban development now. I was rural development minister during Vajpayee's period. What is this this new smart cities? Smart cities means improving the quality of life. That is the definition. Improving the quality of the life. All is there in that. And then there have been a lot of discussion going on. Experts are making presentations, Indian And also foreign countries, everybody is keen. Some people find it as an opportunity for doing business. Some people think it's an opportunity to improve the living standards of the people in urban areas. And urban people are thinking that something is going to happen from heaven, that a smart city will come from up and then it will be located and situated in their respective places. It is not that much easy and simple. You cannot create a smart city overnight. It will take years. Years. But some beginning has to be made. For a smart city concept to first of all succeed, there is a need for change of mindset. That is one aspect. Friendly advice are being given to me. It's a very challenging task which you are taking, and creating 100 smart cities. Nowhere in the world there are 100 smart cities. There are examples, but 100 smart cities. A smart city is not a static outcome. Rather, it is a process in which increased citizen engagement, hard infrastructure, social capital, and digital technologies make cities more livable, resilient, and better able to respond to challenges. Personally, I liked this definition as it is all encompassing. Smart city is an effective integration of physical, digital, and human systems in the built environment to deliver sustainable, prosperous, and inclusive future for all its citizens. A smart city delivers public and civic services to citizens and business in an integrated and resourceful, efficient manner while establishing innovative collaborations to improve quality of life and grow the local and national economy. A city is smart when investments in human and social capital and traditional transport and modern communications infrastructure fuel sustainable economic development and a high quality of life with a wise management of nature resources through participatory action and engagement. There is certain overlap in all these ideas, but this common intent is clear, that is better management for better life. Friends, how easy or difficult to build a smart city given the state of affairs in urban management and governance in the context of rapid pace of urbanization in our country? Another big question is, why do we need smart cities? At the moment, about 31 to 32% of our population are living in urban areas. Going by the same pace and speed, by 2050, it will be more than 50% of the people of India who will be living in cities. So, at the current level of urbanization itself, urban areas are contributing over 60% of the GDP. This is estimated to reach over 75% in the coming 10 to 15 years. So it is for this reason that urbanization is seen as a driver of economic growth. With so much of economic activity concentrated in urban areas, the challenge is to sustain it, which in turn warrants enabling environment. Since urban areas attract investments of different kind, ease of doing business is very critical. I am told that as a country we rank 134 out of 189 countries in terms of this ease of doing business. It's a big challenge before us. To further make it easy for investments to flow, we need to have right infrastructural and institutional matrix that makes the life of both citizens and investors easy. So effective urban planning, management are essential for taking advantage of urbanization. These definitions I have earlier preciously referred to this, and so we need smart urban management that result in smart cities. When we agree on this, the next issue is how to go about it. Please, Babu, आपस में बात नहीं करना. Our urban local bodies are in a very bad shape. They are in serious governance and resource deficit. As you would know, urban development is a state subject. Center and at the best is a facilitator and a catalyst. So if you want the smart city concept to become successful, the center, the state and the urban local bodies must come together. I have already initiated steps in this direction. I called a meeting of all the state ministers of urban development and municipal administration, housing. We had a 2-day brainstorming session, and then at the end of it we have come to certain conclusions, and we have identified issues and the challenges, and we also discussed about the solutions of the same. I'm happy the states are on board. They are also keen to have smart cities. The next challenge will be to prepare the urban local bodies. Even if you create a smart city, unless there is a proper governance, unless there is proper leadership, the city cannot sustain. Construction of building, construction of infrastructure, road, even transport, or even drinking water alone will not suffice. You need to have a life. You need to have education. You need to have entertainment. You need to have employment. You need to have other opportunities. Otherwise, people will live in the city in the morning and evening they will go to the next big city. We have seen in different places in the country, some of the capitals, their capitals very good, but by evening from Gandhinagar, people go to Ahmedabad. The reason is, please, somebody is speaking on phone. Arey bhaiya, please, band kariye na cell phone. Cell phone band kariye. This is another reform that has to come in our life, that switching off cell phones or putting them in silent mode when we go to meet somebody or when we are in a conference, and then nothing is going to happen. There is no problem of tsunami. We have discussions with the weather people also. They said nothing is going to happen till the meeting is over. So be rest assured nothing is going to happen. Keep phones in silent mode, and then you go out, you can again switch them on. There is a problem. Some people know how to switch on, but they don't know how to switch off. That is the problem. Friends, as I told you, the urban local bodies are in a very bad state. So, our biggest challenge is to make urban local bodies more dynamic. This national declaration which we adopted in the Ministers' Conference, 25 identified reforms required to make a difference to urban governance, including proper planning, digitalization of land records, proper drainage facility, drinking water supply, electricity, smart grid, and then metering of water, metering of electricity at various levels, and then proper security measures, and then ring roads, outer ring roads, then flyovers wherever needed, and then improved urban transport, public transport, like monorail, rapid rail system, or wherever it's possible, metro rail system. All these things are required. If you want to implement a proper solid waste management, that's the biggest challenge now, solid waste management. Unless you have the political will, you will not be able to implement all this. Merely getting money from center or state or getting from ADB or World Bank is not going to solve your problems. Unless you have smart leadership. The important component of the smart city is smart leadership. Smart do not mean smartness in terms of dress or makeup. Smartness in terms of and intelligence in terms of taking tough decisions, bold decisions. You must be bold to levy taxes, and you must be able to justify, and then you must also deliver. If you provide service, people will be paying taxes, will be willing to pay taxes. If you don't do service, then ask for taxes, people will not support it. Because we politicians, we means most of the politicians in the country has developed a mindset among the people that something, sab kaam sarkar karega, hum bekar baithe to bhi chalega. This is the mindset. And then everything is free power. I am talking about this at number of forums. My party men are cautioning me, sir, don't go too much on this. Free power, idea is very good. Free power means, according to me, first low power, then no power. So no power is free power only. And there is no power, it is free power only. There is no charges. You need to generate power. Then only you can distribute power. As I told you, you need to create wealth. Then only you can distribute wealth. Similarly, you need to create power. You generate power. See what is happening in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is a small state. In this short span of period, as they have laid emphasis on infrastructure and power, now Chhattisgarh is surplus to provide power. But there is a problem. There are no takers. There is shortage of power and there is surplus of power. And both are wanting something to happen because there is no transmission, proper transmission line. There is the infrastructure again. So these key areas of infrastructure goes a long way in taking the growth forward. You have seen Sriman Atal Bihari Vajpayee with a vision. He thought of, he brought a connectivity revolution across the country. Air connectivity, rail connectivity, highway connectivity, tele connectivity, television connectivity, port connectivity, political connectivity. He brought a revolution in the country. After those four-way highway, 50 years there was no way or one way. In 5 years, four-way highway has brought a sea change in the country. And also the IT revolution and also the telecom revolution has changed the life of the people and added to the economy of the country. So and just this transmission line, segregating them. In Gujarat, for your information, there is no free power. On the other hand, there were raids and number of people, lakhs of people, for power theft and all. People thought then Modi will go in that election. But he came back with resounding victory. He removed encroachment in urban areas. People thought he will lose municipalities badly. But he came back resoundingly in the municipal areas. The reason is, it is not, people want assured power. People want quality power rather than free power. Everybody will be happy, free, if somebody is going to give us this Taj Hotel freely. All of us will be happy. We can stay here only. Why should we go home? I don't think any wise man except fellows like me, I can't sleep here because it's not comfortable. There is no air and see this. Even the meeting hall also I am not comfortable. I am keeping my hand like this to see the people also, this dim light and all. But some people, they enjoy it. And I want more light, if possible, live in the open areas more, which is another reason for our health also, vitamin deficiency. You go to doctor say you have D vitamin deficiency and all. So what the point is, I think Raman Singh, why kya Chhattisgarh mein free power? Free power hai kya? See, if you want to subsidize to the poorer sections, if you want to subsidize the vulnerable sections, the state has to subsidize it. You cannot make the electricity board to suffer. That is another way of taking care of the vulnerable sections. Yes, we need to take care of the vulnerable sections. Deen Dayal Upadhyaya said, Antyodaya, uplifting the poorest of the poor, reaching out to the last man. But giving subsidy to all of us sitting here, we are all getting subsidy on LPG. Do we deserve really? That's a big issue. For this gas connection for our homes, for food, do we really deserve it? I don't think so. But there are people who want subsidy. So you have to target subsidies in a better manner and see to it that the targeted people, they get it. That is again smartness. So in the issue I was referring to is, friends, about smart leadership. So there are municipalities in the country which have not revised their taxes for last 12 years. Then how do you manage municipality? Municipality people give representation to the municipal minister of the state. Municipal minister gives representation to the state minister, chief minister. Chief ministers give representation to central ministers. Central minister give representation to prime minister. And prime minister has to give representation to ADB and World Bank. Whatever money you are getting, the aid, even if Japan is giving at 1.5 to 2% interest, you have to pay back one day or other. So the leadership of the urban area, one, must be ready to take bold decisions. Secondly, must be ready to improve, to remove encroachments. And the officers who are responsible for the encroachment, they should be held accountable. That's why in the declaration I said accountability is an important factor. And because the unauthorized constructions are coming, you sleep over, and suddenly some young smart officer comes and then he says demolish all of them. And then media rushes there saying that this has happened, who is responsible and all. After 10 years and 12 years, whom you can hold responsible? They will be retiring by the time and you will be tiring out sometime. That is the situation. So there has to be an accountability, building inspector of that area, sanitary inspector of that area, town planner of that area. He should be held responsible and he should be held accountable. That is also part of the smart city concept. Friends, the high-powered expert committee said that there is a need for 7.30 lakh crores investment for smart cities. A high-powered expert committee has been set up to discuss about the finances about the scheme. They said 7.50, lakh crores investment would be required over a period of 20 years just to improve infrastructure relating to transport, water supply, sewerage and sanitation. That is the report. So then what about other essentials like housing, electricity, education, recreation, environmental facilities and modern communication infrastructure like digital connectivity? It will be obviously huge. So what emerges is the task of building a smart city is not within the domain of just one ministry or one state or one urban local bodies. It warrants a comprehensive and integrated approach involving all the concerned ministries like power, HRD, textiles, surface transport, tourism, culture. So my ministry is now engaged in discussions with all these ministries, and we have taken experts' view, we have taken the state's view also on board, and then we are taking note of articles that are coming in various newspapers, and we are comparing all of them, and then we'll go to EFC, and then we'll go to cabinet, and then my idea is to come out with this final concept of the smart cities by the next session, and then try to take the initiative forward. Friends, in this, as I told you, the government alone cannot build smart cities. So there is a need for huge order of resources, and the government wants private investments. Private investment not simply as the Kanuraj was mentioning, only as contractors. We want private participation in urban development. That's where this opportunity lies for the private sector to channelize their monies. The private sector also can drive economic growth by investing in urban projects. Other means of mobilization of resources are like multilateral and bilateral development agencies, issue of municipal bonds, pooled municipal debt obligatory facility, real estate investment trust, REITs. The guidelines are going to be issued by SEBI shortly, I think in the coming few days. Infrastructure investment trust, INVETs, needs to be looked at. They are being seriously looked into, and through those reforms are the initiatives we are expecting investment to come in this sector. The SEBI is going to announce guidelines regarding rates and INVETs at any time in the coming 1 week or 10 days. By putting in place proper models of investment promotion and enabling policies, resource mobilization should not be difficult. An atmosphere of trust and confidence shall be put in place. States and urban local bodies need to play a constructive role in this regard with a due hand by holding by the center. Preparation of detailed project report alone, which is mandatory for the modern city developments of these 100 cities, is going to cost around 5,000 crores. Preparation of DPR alone is going to cost 5,000 crores. Government of India will definitely fund to some extent the states in their endeavor to prepare these DPRs. Even the inadequacies of our urban local bodies, we propose to spend 5% of central government assistance on capacity building in urban local bodies. This is another area. You need to build the capacities of the urban bodies to take up and then conduct these responsibilities. So what I was saying was smart leadership, smart people. People also should be smart. I remember some time back, myself and Jaipal Reddy and friends, we went to Singapore. That was my first foreign trip. So the guide who was there with us, he was telling us, please don't throw anything out from the bus. And then don't spit outside. And don't go to urinals wherever you want to go. You have to go to particular places. I was wondering, ye kya hai? Kyun aisa bata rahe? Then he said, sir, if you throw some paper out, there will be mobile magistrates who will be moving, and they will stop the bus and they will catch hold of you and they will fine you $500. $500, I was worried, because the amount sanctioned for us at that time was only $500. So, throwing paper outside, you lose $500. And I am told the revenue, much of the revenue to Singapore comes through this. We have to think about, I am not proposing any penalties or any punishment as on now. We have to think of some accountability. Unless people cooperate, my operation depends on people's cooperation. So, that's why the Prime Minister of India is going to start a massive Swachhata Abhiyan, cleanliness campaign on October 2nd. He himself is going to lead the campaign. He will go to a Valmiki Basti, Dalit Basti. He himself will clean that area. And he is also going to clean the toilets. He is going to Rokarpan karenge toilets ko. Then he is going to administer a place to the people. And he wants all people, industry, business, then voluntary organizations, Lions Club, Rotary Club, sadhus and sants, religious gurus, clerics, bishops, imams. He wants everybody to join this movement because Mahatma Gandhi said sanitation is more important than political freedom. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. So the Prime Minister is keen from October 2nd, birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, to October 2nd, 2019. In this 5 years period, 2019 has a significance. 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. He wants entire India to be cleaned up. That cannot be done by government alone. People's participation is very much necessary. हम उसको एक जन आंदोलन के रूप देना चाहते हैं. उस दिशा में हम लोग आगे बढ़ रहे. आपका भी इसमें मदद चाहिए. आप भी इसमें भागीदारी होना चाहिए. Friends, there has to be clarity and conviction, and to ensure a turnaround in urban areas. For that, we want to take up a massive IEC campaign across the country. 100 smart cities and then 500 cities, upgradation of the services of the people living in urban areas. That is also top on my priority. How do you go about it? I will explain and then I will conclude my address. The choice of selecting smart cities is left to the states. Two or three, depending on their this thing. State capitals. Can you convert the capitals into smart cities? It's a gigantic task. Then, can you go for greenfield smart cities? That's also a gigantic task. Then what about brownfield? So it has to be a mixture. Wherever there is a capital, and if the capital is having a satellite town, first select that satellite town. Convert it to a smart city and showcase it to others. The second one is, wherever the new capitals are coming, we can support Naya Raipur. We can support the new capital which is going to come near Vijayawada for Andhra Pradesh, and similar in other places. And thirdly, small towns, 500 acres, 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres, small towns if they are coming up and the state is ready. And fourthly, the urban local body must be ready. Fifthly, people must be ready for reforms and for paying the taxes and then repaying the debt if they take, and also to pay to the charges. When you have the private-public partnership, people must be ready to pay charges. As I told you, the political leadership of the country so far has created a mindset in the minds of the people that everything is free, don't worry. But if you want to upgrade the services, this is one way. So capital cities, satellite towns, then medium towns where there is land available, and then state government willing, and thirdly, small towns. There are 4,031 towns in the country identified, census towns, some of them among them. And then there are heritage places like Varanasi, like Ajmer, like Kanchipuram, like Velankini. Some heritage cities are already identified, some more will be identified. And then, as I told you, this identification will be complete after the center and state. We have given them broad guidelines. After that, we will take them into confidence and then identify the exact places. After taking a consent, the municipal, urban, local body must hold a general body meeting, discuss the pros and cons of this smart city, and then must pass a resolution that they are willing to become part of this reforms process and willing to take the responsibility of repayment also. There will be grant from the government, there will be VGF also from the government, we are able to gap fund, all these things will be there. A lot of international agencies are interested, they will also come and they will also extend their support. But in addition to this, willingness of the people and willingness of the leadership, that is very vital for success of the concept of smart cities. Friends, I try to give my bit of mind to you, and people when they hear all this, then they say, oh, it's not that much easy. That will be the discussion, I know that. That will be the discussion, because when you say to the people that you have to pay, and then you have to meter, then you have to follow certain rules, and then you have, there may be penalties, all these things, and discussion takes place, then the reality will come to the mind. But it's time that in 68 years of independence, now we are living in an age of liberalization, privatization, globalization, LPG. The entire globe, world is now is a globe. We are living in a global village. So you cannot insulate yourself from what is happening around. And television, thanks to television, now everything is to be seen. So there is an urge and there is a thirst among people also. They also want their services to be upgraded. People will be willing, that's my confidence, and the government is determined, the Prime Minister is determined that to showcase some of the cities and present them before the public and then create the public opinion and then move forward. That is how we want to move forward. So now first the confidence has come back in the system. So the investments also will come, I'm sure. And thirdly, the implementation. If there is a will, there is a way. You have seen the Honorable Prime Minister has given a call for financial inclusion. He discussed in cabinet and said that we must all work towards opening bank accounts for all people. And we said, yes sir, in coming 5 years, within our term it will be completed. Prime Minister said 5 years. We said yes. He said no, 5 years. I said, sir, 50 years they could not do, how can you do it 5 years? He said no, 1 saal mein hona chahiye, 1 year. We were really surprised, 1 year. 68% of Indian population do not have access to banks. So Prime Minister used a strong phrase of financial untouchability. In this country, financial untouchability is practiced for 68% of the population. Remove this untouchability, bring him into system. And Prime Minister is Prime Minister, so nobody could disagree. And at the end of it, you know what has happened. To our surprise, this scheme of Jana Dhana Yojana, Pradhana Mantri Jana Dhana Yojana, scheme also very simple, that came from crowdsourcing. First day, the same banks which could not do it for 50 years, first day, 1 crore 35 lakhs accounts were open. And I think after 24 days, we have seen now 4 crore 31 lakh bank accounts are already open. The total target is only 10 crores. So going by this speed, Prime Minister has revised this thing saying, he said August 15th next year. Then now he has revised it and said, by January 26th, I want everyone to have a bank account. That's what the Prime Minister said, and banks are now following it, and people are also joining it. So if there is a will, there is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. When Vajpayee proposed national highway and said that there is 50 paise cess, eyebrows were raised. There was criticism. Some people said, even on going on road also tax. What is this? That was the reaction. And then I added with the Prime Minister, sir, there should be a rural road also. Prime Minister said, rural road. Rural road is the duty of the Panchayat, Jilla Parishad and state government. We are central government, we are laying national highway. 4 line and then 6 line, then 8 line. That is his dream project, Vajpayee's dream project. That also got struck in between. Now I think it is again, under Nitin Gadkari's leadership, it will again get activized. So I told Prime Minister, sir, villages also deserve something. Then in the cabinet there was discussion, many people said in urban area, in the national highway, okay, people will pay toll and then you can get back the money. In the villages, nobody is going to pay toll. I said, sir, have mercy and then we must have. Then Pradhan Mantri finally agreed for the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, which has become immensely popular in the country, because the villages also deserve better treatment. Otherwise, village people, they were feeling let down. If there is no road to the village, nobody will go to the village. No government officer will go. I told them also in my own state, I said, if there is no road to the village, no VDO, DDO, BDO, ADO, collector, doctor, actor, tractor, nothing will go to the village. So if nobody goes, then no development. So then that idea of PMGSV came. So there are roads, rural roads are being built. And then this highway, people are happily paying a toll gate because smooth journey, tires there is saving, fuel there is saving, manpower there is saving, time is saved. So people are happily paying toll gates. It's another matter even after recovery also in some places, some people are still collecting toll and there is some criticism about it. The government has to take note of it. But I can tell you, if you assure the people of services, and if you showcase to the people that you can serve better by these measures, people will be willing to participate. This is my reading. In the same way, smart cities also, I am sure, will become a reality with the active cooperation of the one and all, and particularly I am thankful to the media. They are highlighting this, and I hope that a lot of other stakeholders also join this movement. I once again compliment the Economic Times for organizing this wonderful program, a meaningful get-together for discussion and for understanding. I am told there are panel discussions. I will be eagerly looking for the outcome of those panel discussions. I can assure you, whatever constructive suggestions are given, we'll try to incorporate them in our scheme. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.